now where I'm at, I'm independent. I'm doing everything my way. I'm having fun with it again. So shit, I'm already two albums in this year.
Yeah.
And what we in May?
You had a lot of collaboration with a lot of different artists in the game, like A Boogie, like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You had I can name a lot at the top of my head, but like you said, you've been working. You did not just started now. Your career been out here. You've been in the game.
Yeah, man. I've been in the game different eras, bro. You know
exactly.
I mean? Yeah. I've always made the music I wanted to make, but just kind of I don't know, just being free, doing whatever I want, bro. It's no rules to it, you know.
You got no chains, no strings attached.
Exactly.
It's like you basically like a veteran with the adrenaline of a rookie.
Exactly.
That's what you do, bro.
This man knows
you already know. You feel me? That's how I could.
Shout out for real. He was one of the executive producers of that movie, so he kind of just put in a word for me. And it's funny because the director and the writer who wrote it, he didn't want me doing it.
He didn't want you doing the role? But if you got on the bus, like at 2 o'clock with a whole bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you got. I got on, and bro, you started like, and that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's genuine love, bro. Yo, what's up? We got a very, very special episode today. We got the one and only, straight out of ATL. You already know, representing the East Coast, coming to New York City, 5 de Mayo. We here.
Sir.
He don't need no introduction. He go by the name of Cap G. You already know, baby. Let's make some noise.
Clap it up.
Yo, so let's get straight to it, Cap. Let's get straight to it, baby. Let's go straight into the fire, straight into the kitchen. Because people want to know. That's what they tune in. They want to know what's going on. Like, you're a rapper. You compose. You do a little bit of acting. You hustling. You're doing the L. Tell us a little bit about. We know where you're at now.
Yeah.
People want to know, how did your story started?
How my story started? My story starts before me, man. It starts from moms and pops, my brothers, my sister. Then that's when Cap G is born. That's when my story started. I'm the youngest of my family, so from there, we landed ATL. And ATL made me who I am, bro. So,
Fact. Shout out to Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
They were the heavy hitters come out of there, baby. You already know how we do.
Yeah.
But let's say you said you're the youngest of them all, right? So out of 7, right? In total?
6.
6? Okay. So how did you grow up, listening to, your brothers used to listen to music, and you started getting into you started liking the music? How did you got connected with, saying, this is what I want to do, this is my inspiration?
Man, I'll say, I guess just being a product of my environment, bro. When we moved, when I was born in Atlanta and my mom and the fam moved there, we pretty much landed in College Park.
Okay.
So, College Park is a staple in Atlanta. You got so many legends from Jermaine Dupri, Ludacris, Mr. College Park, and so many people, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just to name a few. Monica, the singer, 2 Chainz. So me just coming up, bro, I didn't even know all that, but it was just all surrounded by the music, and I fell in love with it, bro. I didn't never know I was gonna be a rapper, but I just always loved rap, trap music. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's how it always starts. You never know, what you want to be.
Yeah.
Until you find your passion. You start, listening to the old. I'm pretty sure you used to listen to oldies, when you was growing up. And all of that, you started listening to the beats.
For sure, I love music, bro. So I listen to every genre, every era. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love music. I'm a student of the game. I love it.
Nah, that's a good thing. And also, what we've been seeing is that how many like albums or LP do you make a year?
So, man, I usually make one every year. Not even every year, but if I drop one album a year. So I recently became independent, not recently, I say maybe 2020.
2020.
But I've been through a lot of ups and downs since then, just personal stuff I've been going through. So, and dealing with the industry too, it's a lot of politics, a lot of ins and outs. So,
sure.
What I fell in love with, I kind of lost love for it. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of just find myself back again, loving it again. So now where I'm at, I'm independent. I'm doing everything my way. I'm having fun with it again. So shit, I'm already two albums in this year.
Yeah.
And what we in May?
May, it's like
we in May.
Summer not even here.
I just dropped a couple days ago. Yeah, like I'm trying to finish with at least 5, 6, 7 projects this year.
Man, you're working.
I'm working, bro.
That's what's up. I mean, but it's like you said before. It's kind of you felt like you was trapped.
Yeah.
But now you feel like you're more like liberal. You got more space.
I feel free.
You got a peace of mind.
Exactly.
Nobody can buy that.
Exactly.
And that's what's up, because now this is where the best Cap G is gonna come out now.
Exactly.
Because you're doing it your way. Now you're not following nobody else. You're doing what you love, the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
At whatever you do this the right way, your way, and it's gonna come out better because you have put in the passion in it.
Right.
And when you put the passion, bro, it's like everything else just flows.
Exactly.
Like it just goes.
Now you know something. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel for sure.
That's fire. So we've seen like you had a lot of collaborations with a lot of different artists in the game, like A Boogie, like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You had I can name a lot at the top of my head, but like you saying, you've been working. You did not just started now. Your career, you've been out here. You've been in the game.
Yeah, man. I've been in the game different eras, bro. You know
exactly.
What I mean? I would say I really been in the game 2000 and so I got different. I'm gonna break it down. I got different eras. So I feel like when I was a young buck, 2010, like in Atlanta, I was part of the like for the young people out there, like the Atlanta scene, like in 2010, man, I was going crazy out there. It wasn't national, but it's kind of one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from there, I broke out, got signed 2012, and came out with a song, Tatted Like Amigos with Chief Keef.
Yeah.
That's when like World Star was going crazy and ended up getting signed. You caught a wave off of that. Then maybe like for the next 3-4 years, I had a crazy Mexican underground wave, bro.
Yeah, you was going ham. I saw you came out also in the Extra Large magazine.
Yeah. So that was, let's say 2015, boom. Get in the movie, dope. Then 2016, I come out with a hit song, Girlfriend. Then 2017 is when we get the XXL magazine, the freshman list. And I just been, you know what I'm saying, going from there. Now I'm in my independent wave right now, my independent era.
Yeah,
so
it's better.
That's just me kind of growing up, learning the business and just, I've always made the music I wanted to make, but just kind of just, I don't know, just being free, doing whatever I want, bro. It's no no rules to it,
You got no chains, no strings attached.
Exactly.
It's like you basically like a veteran with the adrenaline of a rookie.
Exactly.
That's what you do, bro.
This man knows
you already know. You feel me? That's how I can feel your energy. Your energy's high, bro. You uplift.
Yeah.
No, there's certain people that come and they
bring it down.
Shit is high, it's strong, it's vibrating, bro. That's what's up.
I appreciate it, bro.
Especially because you're Mexican and you put in the East Coast on the map. There's not a lot of if you see NYC is different than ATL.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different, city. And it's cool that, we're actually being heard like in other states that's NYC.
Right.
And that's fire. Like, the music keeps going. Our Mexican industry is growing hard right now. Like it's at its peak almost now. Like
it's for sure growing, bro. It's like it's a whole nother young generation right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I say the next 5 years, like, the door gonna be kicked down where it's like not just Hispanic consumers and fans are listening to Hispanic American artists. They're gonna be, it's like the Hispanic rappers are gonna be popping. Everybody gonna listen to them. Rather they're white, black fans, don't matter.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
so it's bubbling right now, you know what I mean?
If you're gonna get on it, you gotta hop on right now. So you know, make your next 5 years count. Because it's getting strong. The industry of like Latinos and Mexicans, like Mexicans barely were heard. We're in MSG now.
Yeah.
You know, like we're being heard now. They can hear us. We're here.
Yeah.
You know, we've been here, but we hadn't really like stepped on nobody's foot. But right now it's like we stepping on people's neck.
Exactly.
So
they can't deny it. They can't ignore it.
They know. They make everything around us now because they see that that's where the money is. Because at the end of the day, America's a corporation. Wherever they see money, they're going to go, no matter, like you said, what race you're from. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're yellow, it doesn't matter. If they see that you can make that Benjamin, then that's what they're going to promote.
Exactly.
And we hot right now. That's what it is. Mexicans is hot. And, you know, that's
it's just going to only continue to grow.
Yeah, it is. It is. So tell us something when you're like not, you know, Cap G. Like when you're in ATL, you're already home, chilling. Like, what do you do for like inspiration? Like, you know, you sit down and you're like, you know, I already dropped this, but I'm not gonna stop working. I'm gonna drop this. Like, what motivates you to, you know, you just finished one project and you're already working on the next one?
What motivates me? I guess like, man, just I don't know. I'm just in that mode, bro. You know, like I feel like I had a lot of mental battles with myself where I used to like, I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like I used to overthink a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And right now I feel like I just kind of mastered myself knowing who I am.
Facts.
And I'm just not overthinking. I'm just doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I got that type of energy. And, you know, I'm just staying busy. I'm super inspired right now. And like most of all, I'm doing it for myself, not for nobody else. Like, I want to do this. I wish I was over here with them. Like, I don't really give a fuck about other people. No offense to other people. But
facts.
I'm doing stuff. I'm just doing me.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what keeping me going every day, keeping me in the studio. It's like I got something to prove to myself.
Yeah, right now you're like in beast mode.
I'm in beast mode, bro.
Right now you're not thinking. You're not thinking, this can happen. You're just going with the flow.
Exactly.
If it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. If not, then one door
I'm not forcing.
That's how it is. When it's yours, nobody can take it.
Yeah.
That shit could go around 3 times and it'll come back to you like nothing because it was meant to be for you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's up when you don't chase it. You wait for it, and at the long run, you know.
Exactly. It's like I ain't trying to get it fast. I don't care when I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I do know it's coming.
Yeah.
I know it's coming because I just feel it. I got that energy right now. Like, I know it's right there. But I don't think about that every day. Like, that don't even really hit my mind. Like I said, I'm just having fun. I'm just doing me. Like, but I know it's coming, though.
Yeah, you're just going with the flow.
Exactly.
Because you already know, like like you said, you had a crazy run. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
You already know what it's not. So you already know where you're going to be at.
Exactly.
You know, you don't got to overthink stuff. You already know, like, you got like a 5-year plan set up. So you know, at that 5th year, you see yourself already here and the level that you want to be. And, you know, from there on, you know, good things and great things will always happen, you know. As long as you put in work, discipline, everything else will just come.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
That's true. But you know what's the crazy? Personally, I want to know, how did you landed that role in Dope? Like, how did that happen? Like, did somebody call you, or did you know? Because if you think about it, that movie was made by a lot of young people.
Yeah.
Like, there was not a lot of famous actors there, like actors. I'm talking about actors.
Yeah, actors.
You know, like there was a lot of like rappers, but not actors. So it was like, you know, it was fire. Like, you know, like you feel like, yo, shit, everybody this is it. The movie was dope too.
Yeah,
you know, so that's what I'm saying. How did that all come about?
So with that, man, I was signed at that time. I was signed with Pharrell, and shout out Pharrell. He was one of the executive producers of that movie. So, he kind of just put in a word for me. And it's funny because the director and the writer who wrote it, he didn't want me doing it.
He didn't want you doing the role?
Yeah, because if you pay attention to Pharrell, like he can, how would I say it? Like, he can see the future. Like,
yeah.
He ain't trying to do this. Yeah, visionary. He's not trying to do the same old stuff. So I guess, it was a Mexican, like, gangster type of character. They wanted a typical, like, bald head cholo.
Okay, like a California gangster. Okay.
Exactly. So,
Like, you see that in every movie, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just, things changing up.
Yeah. That's how they picture us in all the movies, even in...
Exactly. And, so I ended up getting it, though. And it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out.
It was a good movie, like, That's what's up. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't even expecting that, bro.
Man, I wasn't.
You were just chilling, like you said.
One thing I remember about myself back then is I've always been ready and prepared for every opportunity. You know what I mean? And
if it comes, you take it.
If it comes, I'm taking it. I'm not playing with it, bro.
Yeah, you're not gonna let it get away. You
have to. When I got that opportunity, I kind of just took it to the moon, and it worked out. Everybody loved it. It's been nothing but positive reviews, since then.
I mean, I saw the movie. I liked the movie. It was like, I thought it was something new.
Yeah.
Something different than your typical, like, movie that you see, like, from old times.
Right.
Which is, old classics will never die.
Right,
That's a fact. But when you do something new, people pay attention to that.
Exactly.
And they know that you're coming with a different, like, set of mind.
Right.
Like, you're not stuck to the old, but you also want to learn from the new.
Right.
And, that's what's up, bro. I feel like Atlanta's like, they doing a lot of things. Like, it's going big, bro. Like, like you said, only a matter of time and you're going to blow up, bro. Like, you've been working for a good amount of time. So, your food will soon blossom, bro. Like, you gotta be patient and shit. You know how it is.
No.
What you been doing, like, so far, the days that you've been in NYC, like, what you been up to? You rode the train, you see the vibes. How is it?
I don't really be out here like that. So, I like to, live that NYC lifestyle. When I got up here, man, it was a crazy week. I've been at the airport all week. It's been nothing but canceled flights, delays. So, I got here pretty late, 1, 2 a.m. Y'all got me with the bus. We was turned up on the bus, Cinco de Mayo, woke up.
And to work. Baby.
Yeah, woke up, got some clothes.
Wait, he was...
Shot a video.
He was awake first than us. Just so you know that. He was awake first than us. That's how you know he's working.
Yeah, I'm up and at it. Woke up, went shopping, shot a video. What else we do? I think that's about it, but I was shooting a video all day, walked around Times Square, linked up with them later on that night. Woke up this morning, rode a train.
That was your first time riding the train? And then what?
Maybe like my second time, bro. When I came out here like 2012 or 13, I rode the train.
How was the experience then?
From now?
Yeah. Different or was the same thing?
It was a little different because I think when I rode it like later on in the day, so it was deep. Okay. It wasn't that bad this morning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was just packed, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. You feel like New York City is a city that, if you think about it, New York City looks like the Matrix. Like everybody, somebody is moving in like dots. Somebody's in a rush to get somewhere. You don't know where.
This city don't stop, bro. I was in Times Square later at night, packed, bro.
Looking like it was daytime, right?
It don't sleep, bro. It don't sleep, man.
It's the lights, bro. It's gotta be the lights.
Yeah, it don't sleep, bro. But
and he tried his Hala food from the Hala boys too.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, I tried that Hala.
53rd.
I've been hearing about it. It was good, though. I rock with it, bro.
And spicy. My boy can eat spicy, bro.
Yeah, I be eating that spice.
I need that
spice. But yeah, I just been out here working, man. Now we're doing the podcast. I'm back to the A tomorrow. But won't be my last time, man. I'm be back out here soon.
Facts. You gotta come back. You gotta show that level.
Yeah.
When you hit it big, just don't forget about it. Like us,
Nah, man, I can't, bro. That's one thing about me, bro. Like, I don't know. I love the people, bro. You know, like I'm very humble.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just wouldn't be no me without the people, bro. And I know the people got something to do with where I am. Even just on some more smaller, like even just meeting you. You know what I'm saying? We setting up the podcast, like all that got something to do with connections and my career. So it's just like I don't know. I'm just if I rock with you, I'ma rock with you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what's up. Nah, we noticed you're like a very humble person, bro, you know?
Yeah, but I'm good at reading energy too. Like,
yeah.
I'm good at playing dumb. Like, for instance, you know, everybody who's been around got real great energy. You know, I know it's authentic.
Yeah,
but I can also be around, you know, fake energy or negative energy. And you know, it's a business.
Yeah, you already know how to do it.
Yeah, you know, I might play dumb. You know, I don't give it all my time. I need to come to the show at this time. I bet.
Yeah, that's what
I ain't really just gonna be hanging out if I don't rock with the energy.
Yeah, that's what
you know, with you guys, I can hang out. Let's go get some food. Go to the restaurant. Let's do this because
you don't mind. You don't mind.
I don't mind, bro. You know,
you're chilling. You feel good.
You
feel like you safe. Like,
exactly.
You know, you just met us, but you know that our vibe or intentions are, you know, the same as yours to get somewhere in the future. And if we don't get what we want, well, you know, at least we tried.
Exactly.
Some people don't even try. You gotta try it.
They don't even try, man.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they give up too early.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit. If not, you just gravy.
Yeah, you just gotta do it, man. That's the crazy part, bro.
Yeah, man.
And when you got any plans, like as soon as you get back to ATL, like you plan on getting back at the studio right away? Or
man. So I'm actually taking off. Yeah, I gotta chill, bro. Like,
tired, right?
I'm a hustler, bro. I be getting to that money, bro. I be on the plane every other day. But when I get back, I think we in the first week of May.
First week, yeah. About to be second.
I gotta sacrifice sometimes. You know, money ain't everything. So what I'm gonna do? I'm staying in Atlanta the whole May, just recording music, just building everything, bro. Cause I've been dipping shows, all this, bro. I ain't had time to work on my craft, make songs.
Yeah, you've been traveling.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm finna just lock in, cause I'm trying to drop like in June, another project in June. So I don't got nothing. I'm starting from scratch. So I'm gonna lock in though.
You gotta lock in.
I'm inspired already. All I gotta do is step foot in the studio, you know, but when money calling and I'm out of town and this and that, it's hard, you know, and I don't really I'm not gonna say I don't like recording when I'm not in Atlanta, but you gotta think I'm independent now, so that means I'm doing everything myself. You know, it's not like somebody setting up my video shoot. Somebody's setting up my studio time. Somebody's setting up my travel. I'm doing everything. I don't even have a manager. You know, I do everything myself, bro. So, you know, I done figured out my pocket, my rhythm. What I do is I take a little time off. You know what I'm saying? Let me steer I'ma still make the money, but I'ma steer away a little bit from the shows. Let me just lock in on the studio. So once I do studio, got the project ready, that's when I get back to the tours, shows, whatever I need to do.
You're like, right now what you're doing is just like mastering your craft.
Exactly.
Because you could bring it out there in the future, you know.
Exactly,
it's nothing like coming out like prepared, which is the best thing, you know.
Overly, overly preparation.
That's facts. Yo, I'm telling you, boy, Cap G's energy,
I'm on it.
It's high. It's like you wanna like 3 Red Bulls and it ain't even 6 o'clock type of energy. Like it's a vibe right there. Ever since we saw you in the airport, when we went to pick you up, we didn't know whether you was on the first, second floor. As soon as we saw you coming on, you started saying, "Oh, what other thing you got on?" Because if you come to think about it, you got on a bus like at 2 o'clock with a whole bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first thing you got. Like, I got on. And bro, you started like, oh, and you know, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's genuine love, bro. That's what you call, like, you know, being like, you know, for the people, like, you know, being a humble ass person. You just got, you feel like you knew everybody. You was like, yeah, you know, you feel me?
Exactly.
That's what's up. That's love, and that's what people, you know, they look. Some people like look at that, you know,
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I feel like people lack that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we human at the end of the day, but you know, like a lot of people become artists for the wrong reasons, but just in general, not even that. People become artists and get the clout, and it changes them.
Yeah.
A lot of people never had clout before music, so they don't know how it feels, and it changes them. They think I'm this. But God can easily humble you, you know what I mean?
Of course.
You know, so that's why I just try to move with good energy. Not to brag or nothing, but even before the music, like I never been like a lame or I've always been like popular. So the same way I was popular in school, I've always, where there's somebody quiet kid in class, I always treated everybody with respect. You know what I mean? So I just always been like this, move with good energy, bro. And it make you a lot of money too. You'll be surprised, bro. Like I've been at a place where I'm gonna just be real, where I probably wasn't it's all different now, but I probably wasn't the same level where I was a few years ago, but my face card kept me up though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
My face card kept my pockets good.
Yeah, all the work.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened to artists, you know, they treat everybody, just humans in general, treat everybody shitty.
Facts.
They look, when you get humble, you ain't got nobody to reach out to, you know what I'm saying? So just always move with good intent, you know, good energy.
Yeah, he's right. Like, you know, people could see when you're like being real.
Exactly.
Or like you said, when you're playing around.
Yeah.
Like, you know, trying to give. You get what you give.
Exactly.
That's what it is. You feel me? You get what you give.
Exactly.
That's how it is. But like growing up, like, you know, in your family, because we all know how Mexican families grow up. Like, for example, mine's growing up with my brothers, you know, it was always looking up to, like, you know, it was 3 o'clock, we were getting ready to eat, mom cooking the fresh tortillas coming out of the, you know. How was, like, you growing up, like, you know, your family, how was it? Like, all that experience?
Shit, for me, it was amazing, bro, because, like, I've always been a simple kid, you know. Like, we wasn't the richest or nothing, or just having everything, but, like, just to be able to grow up with my mom, my pops, my brothers all in one household.
That's a blessing, man.
That was a blessing already that I didn't realize, but I've always had a lot of energy and had fun, you know what I'm saying? So, but I would say I had the blessing of having, you know, a wonderful mom and would put nothing before her kids, you know, make sure we got food every day.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't easy for her, but she made it look easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so then I'm the youngest too. I got older brothers, you know, they end up getting jobs or however they make money, and you know, they gonna make sure little bro straight. So my life was, man, shit, I can't complain, bro. Like I said, it wasn't like, on paper it wasn't the best, but to me, that shit was amazing, bro.
Moms always go out their way to
being outside, all that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm the type of person too, bro. I look at everything in a good way. I could be in a bad situation, I'm gonna see the good in it. You know what I mean? So I think that's all I did when I was young, bro. You know, that's all.
Man, you know, it's fire that, you know, you grew up around love. You know, that for me, I feel like when you grow up like with your siblings and your mom, is like that. I feel like you already been blessed. You don't need. Everything else will come when it has to come. But you know, the fact that you're already, you know, surrounded by people that love you, that's, you know, that's already valid. In the world that we live in, people value money more than love now.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, it's hard to find genuine, like, people that really love you around you, like, truly.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you could count them, like, with your fingers sometimes.
Exactly.
Because money, you know, changes everything. You know, it makes, you know, turns friends into enemies, you know.
Man, what?
So you gotta be, like, real strong-minded to stay solid. Like, to know the path that you're walking.
Man,
and bro, you will make it, but some people fall because they see this, they see that, they see this. They get like basically their mind corrupted by whatever they think is right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when they figure out that they did it, that it's wrong, and they try to react to fix it, they already dug their hole too deep.
They
went
already
sinking.
exactly.
Like quicksand. They ain't coming back up from there.
It's over with.
That's why you always gotta set your, like when you do a building, you gotta put primero the
foundation. All that, yeah.
Once you got the foundation and you got the infrastructure built, that building could get knocked out 5 times, but it's gonna come back up.
Exactly.
But if the infiltration is wrong,
it
don't matter how many times, bro.
Let him cook.
It ain't coming back. It doesn't matter.
That man cooking right now.
It's the truth. No, I mean, I'm saying like what I feel like. It's the truth. Like it's not gonna come. Like,
nah, you ain't said nothing wrong.
Some people wanna desperately do crazy stuff to get to a level where they don't even know what's happening when they get to that level. They become like, oh my God, I wish I was back where I started.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Beware what you wish for.
Exactly.
Sometimes what you wish might not be what you want. So gotta watch out, man. You gotta watch out.
That boy
shit crazy, bro. But yo, it's no lie, bro. We was like my boy Mitchell. He reached out on the phone. He was telling us, I sent an email to Cap G. We was like, oh, maybe, sometimes he sends emails to people, but we don't know if people are gonna write back because at the end of the day, we know that everybody is in a different type of time, and time at the end, is valuable for everybody.
Exactly.
But when he said, yo, he wrote back, we was like, nah. He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, for real? Yo, so let's do it. Let's work. Let's start, hitting him up and let's see what happens. If it happens, we gonna do it. If
it was
doesn't
meant
happen,
to be.
then yeah.
It was meant to be, man.
And they having a Cinco de Mayo too, that weekend, Mexican weekend,
Because I think bro tapped in maybe a month or a month and a half ago, man. I was busy. I was like, man, we gonna chop it up, see when we can do it, bro. Because I'm so busy right now. Then
I tapped in with you first.
Okay.
Like in January, I sent you an email. I don't know. You wrote back to me. You were like, let's do it.
So
I didn't see that email.
Okay.
Because
I was checking. If I wrote back to it, I didn't know y'all was the same thing. I forgot about it type
I didn't check it.
I think the homie wrote me on TikTok though.
Yeah. I wrote your email.
Yeah. So that's when we was talking, and so we got it together, bro. Even now I was busy as hell, but
you see, that's how crazy it is. I hit you up, I totally forget.
Yeah.
I checked the email later on, but he had already told us that he had you.
Yeah.
So I decided to go on the email, and I checked, and I saw that you said, let's do it. That's what you were, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, we didn't force it. Naturally, it had to be where it had to be. It was organic. It came through, it wasn't with me because I didn't continue, but either way, it was meant to be. That's what it was. It was supposed to be in NYC, Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Right.
Especially that, it's a big festivity for Puebla, mostly for Puebla because it's not the Mexican Independence Day.
They didn't believe I was coming though, man.
It's the weather.
Where you at, man?
He had us sweating. We was like, the people had us like, yo, is Cap G coming? I'm like, of course. He's coming. He's there. You just don't tell me the time because I can't tell you. But he's going to be here. I said, he's going to be here, but I don't know the time.
Yeah.
You know what's another thing that I've been wanting to ask you?
Yeah.
About the song that you brought out, Maggot, the Mexicans ain't going.
Oh, anywhere. Yeah.
What inspired you to because everything that's happening or because...
Yeah, just everything that's happening, with Trump back in office, shit, all the people speaking, you know what I mean? And you can see all the causes and the effects from that.
Yeah.
And,
that was big, though.
I would say just being Hispanic already in the U.S., especially Mexican, bro, we slept on. So I'm a big
we are
advocating, just speaking my mind when it comes to making songs, being a hip hop artist, So I think it was just that time and that.
Facts. Nah, they be sleeping on Mexicans
a lot,
But in reality, we are the ones that keep NYC alive. Keep
the
this
world
going.
alive.
Without us, just there'll be no light.
Yeah.
We are the light. We are the sun.
Man, what?
Don't lie. But some people underestimate us because they think that we have no knowledge or that we're only good for dishwashing or doing labor jobs. But if they think about it, like some of the great people started as knowing anything, you know, like for example, you think some people, like, for example, the guy that invented the light, he didn't even know he was going to invent the light. He made like 3-4 mistakes before he did that. Came out of nowhere. And he was a poor guy, so you think, I feel like you got to be poor to make it to the top because you got to be hungry to be a beast. Because when you lose that hunger, you lose everything. You don't want to do nothing. You get too comfortable, it's over. All you want to do is lay in your bed. You live in your mind, I'm this person, you know, I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to just put a picture on IG, let everything flow. But that's when you lost what you had inside you, bro. Yeah. And when you get that bag, you feel hungry, bro. It's just like, you feel like, bro, you like Neo. You dodge bullets from the Matrix, bro. Ain't nothing going to hit you. Like, it's hard.
You lose that hunger, you lose it all.
Yeah. And then that's hard to get back.
Yeah,
that's hard to get back, especially with...
That's what I got right now, though.
But you're like beast mode right now, bro.
I'm in beast mode. It took a lot. It took a couple years of pain, bro, to get this hunger.
Bro, they throw you into the jungle. You come out with a chinchilla, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Kill that lion, wrap yourself around. Like, bro, when you're hungry, bro.
Yeah,
you already know when it's coming. It's like you said.
But everybody can't do that, though. Some people might come back with nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
they might come back naked.
But if they do that, it's because along the way, or whatever they was doing, they fell off in one part of their stage. So therefore, that led them to that, wherever they ended up. Because if they would have kept going the same role, you know, the same energy, I'm pretty sure they would have came back with at least a pinch.
Exactly.
So, you know, something is better than nothing nowadays, bro.
Man, what?
And, you know, that's what's fire, bro. Like, and we were talking about it too, like, on our way. When we was going home yesterday, we were like, yo, Cat G's accent, you know, like, that shit fire, like, you know? It's like you see New York, they got the slang, you know, like, you talk like if we're like from the project, like everybody in New York going through like they from a project, but then when you go see them to the house, they got that nice house, they you know, they're not, when you go to a project, you know, you could tell a person who's like from the beat.
Exactly,
you know, like, you know, when he come from the dirt, like, you know that. Like, you can see it, like, you sense the energy, bro. Like, you know, some people just, like you said, you got to fake it till you make it, right?
Exactly.
That's how it is. And, you know, that's what's fire about everything and everything that's going on in your life right now, that, you know, you was super high. Now you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. You're going back to where you want to be at. And, you know, sooner or later, whenever you think, it's just going to be right where you already vision yourself. You probably be dreaming of that already where you gonna be at, bro.
Man, what?
You're like, you already know.
I already know, man. And I already know what I want to do.
And that's the fire part, bro. Like, you know, you're not scared of the lights. You know, that doesn't really dim you. That doesn't really scare you. You know, that's what you want. You know what you want. You go straight for the kill.
Exactly.
You know? Headshot.
I'm a beast.
That's how it is, bro. You know, in this game, especially in the rap game, the hip hop or rap game, you know, you gotta always be like on your 10 toes. You always gotta be, you know, aware of what's going on. You know what's moving on the streets. You know what's hot, what's popping. You know what people like, what they don't like. So therefore, you can make, you know, out of all of that, one day you might just make something new that doesn't exist, and that's it. That's what you've been working for. You don't even know it. Exactly. And it just comes, bro. Like, you know. And ATL is like, you're very popular there. Yeah. Like, you know, like everybody knows you. Now, I'm not talking about like just Mexican people. Like, I'm talking like a lot of people know you, bro. Like, you know, from everywhere. Like, you know, like they show you love. Like when you did that video that was saying, Maggie, there was mad people, bro. Like, you know, like they know who you are. They know what you represent. They know what you're about. And, you know, that's what they follow you. That's what they right behind you. Because they know the movement. You know, they fuck with the movement. When somebody fucks with the movement and the wave is real, and it's coming strong, like, you know, it's like a fucking tsunami, bro. Right. You're going to destroy everything that comes your way, bro.
Nah, you're right.
Nah, that's tough, bro. That's tough. It feels good to actually, you know, like, I was a big fan when, you know,
that's how you heard about me?
Nah, I heard it before that. But I'm saying that was the song, that was a summer banger hit. You know, that was a summer banger hit.
Nah,
so everybody, like, you know, we was like, you know, the homies, like, drinking in the park, after playing finish soccer. We used to be like, no, you know, smoking a blunt. We used to, you know, fuck around and shit, you know. And, like, you know, that was like, in the summer, every year, you have an anthem. Yeah. You know, every year, every summer, something different comes out
exactly.
always, bro. Like, you know, something you rock with this, and that was a summer banger, bro.
For
like,
sure.
you know, at that time, you know.
Yeah.
And then you can't even say that it wasn't a summer banger because, you know, that song, they would have had to do, you know. Like, you know, a lot of people started, you know, knowing that you had like two types, because you do two different type of raps, if you notice. Like that one was more like towards like the different type of slang that you aim for, like when you rapping, like if you, I was listening to the songs that you did now on your LP, the new one that just came out, it's like different.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole, and it's like, you know, more to like, you leaning more to like what's going on now, like what's popping now. And you know, that's what's fire, bro. I like the song.
Appreciate it,
Good
bro.
collaborations you had and shit, you know?
Appreciate it.
You're really working out here, bro.
Yes,
and people gotta see that, you know, that you gotta put the East Coast on the map, not just for like the Latinos or the Mexican people, but for like in general for everybody that's listening to, you know, hip hop, or sometimes your songs can inspire other people, or you know, you rap about what other people is going through, and you know, they feel that and they get uplifted by that. They're like, you know, I'm fucking, I was about to give up, and I'm gonna keep pushing. Because you know, his lyrics is dope, and you know, I'm feeling what he's saying. And they keep it going, bro. And you know, that's what makes an artist, bro. When another person gets uplifted by what you're talking about in your song. Because you, like you said, you compose most of your songs.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so look, that's, you know, you get inspired when you write something. Like you just don't, you take your time, you see what's good, what's going on, and then you bring out your song, you know, that's the fire part, bro.
Exactly.
So, what are the plans for, like, after the summer, or in general? Like, how you plan on closing this year? I know you already plan on going with your 7 that you want to take out, but what else you have in mind, like, after that? What other goals do you want to accomplish? Or, like, what's in it for, what do you see doing after this year ends? Like, what's going on with Cap G?
I don't know. That's all I really got right now. Just, you know, trying to drop more than 5 projects this year. And letting whatever happen. You know, I ain't really tripping. You know, I'm in a good space, you know, so I don't ask for too much.
Yeah, fact. You feel good.
Yeah,
like you said, now you
being able to wake up every day, make music, do what I love to do, you know, I'm good with that.
That's already a blessing, right?
Exactly.
Some people don't even know that, but waking up is a blessing.
Making money from what I love to do.
The best, right? You don't even gotta work hard. Because when you love something, you don't really care how much time you put in it. It's like the day goes fast. That's how it is. And you know, that's fire, bro. Like, you're gonna get those 5 projects done. You're probably gonna imagine, you're probably aiming for 5 and you do 7. Exactly. You never know, you know. It all depends on how hard you do your projects and shit.
Exactly.
And you know, if you think about it, out of all your, like, the singers, like, who did you listen the most to when you was growing up, or when you started, like, you know, rapping? Like, what kind of, like, singers you like?
I was like rappers.
It could be rappers or.
Are you saying like singing, like R&B?
Yeah, like anything. Like, what's your favorite artist?
Artists
that you listen
I
to?
say, like, you know, a lot of Atlanta artists, like T.I., Gucci Mane, Young Jeezy. I always liked Kanye. Jay-Z, of course. Jay-Z. But yeah, those some people I used to listen to coming up.
And I remember you was over telling us that Dipset was like a pretty big thing, like in Atlanta.
Yeah. You know, they definitely inspired a lot of my generation, like on the dressing tip, you know, on the swag, all that, bro. You know, Dipset, they for sure classic. You know what I mean? They got that schwinn ass.
They know how to dress.
They gonna pop it.
It's a Harlem thing, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. But that's what's up, man. Like, you know, we appreciate, you know, that you actually took time, like, you know, from your busy day, your busy schedule, because we know you're always working, to actually come over here, you know, and talk to us, to the podcast, to the people that's watching, so they know what you're doing now, you know, your new projects, you know. We appreciate that, you know, that you're here, You know, we're grateful, you know, for everything that you've done for us so far, you know, and we hope that, you know, you like your state in New York. We hope that, you know, you like the way like we treat you and stuff, you know. So when you come back again, you know, it's all love, you know. We could do it again, or maybe like some people been asking, like they want like like Cap G performing in the future. Yeah. And NYC, you know, it's possible.
Exactly.
Everything, you know, as long as you already met us and you saw the energy from there on, you're gonna be like, yo, you know, these guys, they're cool. They, you know, they're working. They actually, you know, they know what they're doing. Or maybe they don't know what they're doing, but at least they there. You know, they're trying, and you know, we appreciate all of that, man. Like, thanks for coming. You know, we know it was a tough playing because the weather wasn't helping us. It was raining the whole day. Yeah. One day before it was like 90 degrees. Then the next day was like Florida, bro. It was bad as New York City. Floods everywhere. It was like, damn. It was like, but even though you know, it still made it happen. It's still, you're here.
Yeah, we made it happen, man. You're here already. I appreciate it, bro.
Nah, man.
I know what it is.
Thank you. Anybody want to ask some questions before we close segments?
The question?
Question.
No questions?
Yeah, of course. Nobody, no questions? Jeffrey, no questions? No, I'm saying you don't want to ask a question, you don't want to ask nothing?
Okay. I speak more English. Yeah. Yeah, I only speak Spanish to my mama.
Anything else? Jeffrey, Weenie, nobody wants to ask a question? Say
until a wait or two, though.
You might not get this chance again. Cap G not gonna be in NYC. Se fue. Nah, but yeah, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate it, showing love to La Plebada, ATL in the house, East Coast shit. You know, when ATL and NYC get together, it's like a fucking bomb. You know, hope we could do it again, run it back, you know. Maybe next time we shoot some hoops. Probably, you know, you probably gonna beat me because you probably got that like, you know, that Trey Young 3.
Might have to break your ankles.
No, I ain't gonna, my ankles ain't even that good, so, you know, like, I'm about to be 40. Of course, that's it. My ankles and my knees is gone. It's like playing against a handicapped man. But hey, you know, that's what's up, Cap G, bro.
Much love, man.
Thanks for coming here, man.
So, already.
Anything you want to say to the people? Like, you know.
Man, shout out everybody in NYC. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. New music, Real Migo Shit 5 out right now, all platforms. Make sure you go stream.
Listen to it.
Yeah, you know.
Download that shit.
Make sure you watch this from the top to the bottom, man.
Exactly.
Going crazy.
You're going to miss.
La Plebada.
All right, so we're going to end it like this. We have a little slang from like our podcast that we always be like, yeah. Yeah, it's like a, you know, NYC thing, like, yeah. Okay. So we're just going to be like, we're going to be like, you know, this is Cap G, and we're La Plebada NYC, and then we all just go, yeah.
Okay.
All right?
What does Plebada mean?
Plebada means like, Plebada means like a couple of people coming together that they're from different cultures. Like, everybody has different beliefs. They come together to make a project that they all believe that they think is going to click. And if it doesn't work out, somehow they manage to keep it going. And at the end, you know, they come out like a plebada together. Okay. So basically, one loses, everybody loses. One wins, we all win. You know, we not one is going to the top without the other. Yeah. Like a ladder. Along the way, if the third person falls off, then we all go to the floor, B. So better make sure the last guy has those strong heels, or else we come to the floor. But yeah, that's what plebada means. Already. It's like a Mexican slang.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, man, what it do? It's your boy Cap G, man. Y'all know who I'm rocking with. La Plebada NYC, man. You know it.
Yeah. Yo, Cap G, bro. Thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. That was